Welcome to Decimal Point Analytics Unplugged, the podcast that offers a journey into the dynamic and progressive realm of technology and business. In every episode, we delve into the most recent innovation and insights from experts in diverse fields, capturing topics that range from data analytics and AI to finance and technology. Our esteemed guests are leaders and visionaries who share their wealth of experiences and knowledge, providing valuable insights into the challenges and opportunity of the contemporary world. I am your host, Supriya Praveed. In the latest edition of our podcast series, we are excited to have Suyash Shrivastava, the Senior Vice President of Database Architect at Decimal Point Analytics, as our guest. With his extensive experience and expertise in designing and implementation of data warehouses, Suyash will provide valuable insights into the data warehousing and cloud based database solutions. He will discuss data integration and how it is shaping the industry for future. Welcome, Suyash. Thank you for joining with us today.
Supriya, I am grateful for opportunity to be part of today's session. It brings me great pleasure to impart some valuable insights on areas that has always piqued my interest. Thank you for having me here.
Great. Without further ado, let's begin today's session. Suyash, can you help us understand your role at DPA?
Sure. So I have been part of DPA since 6 years now. I have helped build the teams here at DPA in data warehouse and business intelligence. Currently, I lead a team of engineers who specialize in database development and ETL development. Our team works with several of our customers in designing and implementation of data warehouses, especially for their reporting and analytics needs.
That's interesting to know. So, Suyash, as we've got a brief that your role at DPA is all about designing and implementation of data warehouses, can you shed some light on cloud based database solutions and why the idea of going towards cloud makes sense and DPA's journey to cloud?
Yeah, DPA's journey to cloud started now close to a decade now. DPA first utilized the compute capacities, then started leveraging the databases, and then other services later on. We at DPA have vast experiences in AWS and Oracle Cloud implementations. We also have deployed some of our data warehouses in Azure Cloud Platform. There are several advantages, of implementing your data warehouses on cloud. So, in interest of time, let me quickly go over a few key ones. Scalability is first. So we can very easily configure our resources to scale up or scale down as required. It provides users the much needed flexibility to scale as per their loads. Secondly, the managed services. So all the database and data warehouse services are managed on cloud platform. We do not have to put an additional effort to manage those resources. Like for example, these platforms can be configured to scale automatically up or down, take backups automatically, etc. Then availability and disaster recovery. Cloud platforms offers robust toolkits to deploy high availability and DR setups. These can be configured very easily to set up a DR, let's say, in availability domains across regions. Security framework, if we look at, there are several capabilities offered by cloud providers, especially the encryption of data, wide variety of access controls, and many such services to secure our deployed solution. And last but not the least, the cost. So in cloud platforms, we do not have to put upfront infrastructure cost, as well as we avoid cost due to reduced efforts in managing that infra. So that be all.
That's very informative to know about cloud based solutions and how we move to cloud for increased efficiency and better value deliverability.
So we have been migrating a lot of our own products and in-house services on cloud platforms, and we understand the challenges one would face during such activities. We have accumulated a lot of knowledge over past few years doing from on-premises to cloud migrations and from one cloud to another cloud migrations. We have a great team of engineers here at DPA who have now gained expertise in all these cloud offerings. And several of our products and client facing applications are now currently hosted on cloud platforms.
Great. Can you also help us understand what is data integration and ETL tools and how ETL process works? Could you also share some interesting solutions for our clients?
Yeah, so for any large organization, there would be several departments having their own data in their own data stores with their own formats. For example, assume a very large organization where they have a lot of raw materials provided by their suppliers. Then they create or manufacture a product and then they sell it. Suppose their management wants to see a fast moving product and see there are dependencies on certain suppliers because of which the inventory is not moving that fast. To answer these kind of complex questions, or maybe the easy ones, who are my top 5 customers, or which regions I am having better sales as compared to others, you need all these data points available across departments in a single repository, which we call data warehouse. These data warehouses, when built correctly, will help you take critical decisions which will affect the trajectory of your business. So, the concept of ETL is to extract the data from all these different departments or silos or files and transform them and load it into a singular repository, which we call data warehouse. The significance of this data integration process is, as the name suggests, integrating the data from different sources into one place. And with this comes the automation. Instead of somebody manually collating all these data points, you would have processes which will be triggering on automatically and then collating the data automatically, let's say on a schedule or as per requirement into your data warehouse. There are several kind of ETL processes like extract, transform, and load, extract, load, and transform, some real times, some other categories also. We have been using a lot of it for our clients, especially loading the data warehouses. Now, instead of going into any specifics, I'll share a couple of interesting solutions that we delivered for our clients. One was a mid to small size bank where we were processing close to 1 million data points through our ETL tools for analytics needs of their senior management. A lot of the data was on separate databases, which was picked up, processed, and loaded automatically into their data warehouse. Earlier, this process used to take days to fulfill reporting needs of management, which we had cut down to a couple of hours at most. And another example, an asset management firm wanted to consolidate their data, which they had in flat files. This process used to take 3 to 4 days to accumulate all of it. We helped design a data integration solution which automatically consolidated all those files into a data warehouse, and it would be it would get completed in 1 or 2 hours at most.
That's interesting to know that DPA is providing clients with such innovative solutions. Suyash, tell us about NoSQL databases and shed some light on industry comparisons and data deliverability capabilities of DPA.
So data needs of the industry took a visible shift somewhere around the decade of 2010s. We saw an explosion in data in general, but in especially in semi-structured data, we saw a huge growth. For specific use cases, these NoSQL databases are very crucial. NoSQL, as the name suggests, is short for non-SQL. So NoSQL databases are schema-less, that is, no specific structure, so to say. Now, since the structure is flexible, updates to your application code is faster, and This is one of the key reasons why development teams do prefer these kind of databases. NoSQL databases come in several options, depending on your use case. There are key value stores, there are document stores, there are graph databases, etc. Industry wide, when we see, especially in data delivery platforms, you see a lot of backend is supported by NoSQL databases, especially because of their flexibility of no having no particular structure and performance. You would see very fast response times when you are fetching large volume of data. DPA also utilizes NoSQL capabilities. We have used key value pair databases, we have used document stores, and we have used graph DBs as well for some of our customers and data delivery solutions.
Great. And as we draw close to the end of this episode, we would like to know how the industry is shaping up for future, general direction the industry is taking, and how DPA is adding to it.
Sure. So on the database side, industry wide, we saw a very visible trend where earlier the NoSQL databases of specific use cases that we discussed in last question were used. Like if there is a requirement for key value pairs, you will use a key value database. If there is a requirement for document database, we'll use a document store. If there is a need for nodes and establishing relations, we'll use a graph database. But we have seen a recent development in this space where the database providers are now adding multiple capabilities into single offering, like a combination of structured and semi-structured data. We are using ourselves number of these databases where we do not have the only capability of traditional row and column storage, but NoSQL capabilities as well, like a document store which can store semi-structured data. Some of these offerings we see an additional graph database feature sets inbuilt also. So as per our reckoning, these are the systems of future, and we anticipate that other players from the industry will also start bringing these kind of multiple capabilities into single platform. On the ETL and data integration side, we saw earlier that the specialized tools were used which required a lot of code from engineers. And now when we see the industry trend is emerging so that the low code or no code capabilities are highly in demand. Now the industry trend is emerging for low code and no code capabilities. And in these tools, even the non-technical users can build data pipelines suitable for their needs. This removes the dependency on IT departments, hiring contractors, etc. Essentially cutting down the red tape and onboard the data into their platform quickly. DPA is also embracing the trends in this space, and soon we'll have some good news to share on those fronts as well.
That's an interesting take on the overall industry. It's also interesting to know how our industry is shaping up for future and how DPA is adding to its contribution. With that said, the current episode of Decimal Point Analytics Unplugged draws to a close. We express our gratitude to Suyash for joining in for today's podcast session and sharing valuable insights on current scenario in the industry and imparting knowledge on data integration and DPA's innovative solutions in managing data. If you're interested in learning more about data analytics, AI and ML for business, and sustainability, be sure to stay tuned to Decimal Point Analytics Unplugged for future episodes. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on your favorite podcast platform and share this episode with your colleagues and friends. We appreciate your attentive listening and look forward to connecting with you on the upcoming episodes of Decimal Point Analytics Unplugged. Thank you.
Thank you.